Hi everyone, Mo here, and today I want to show you how to make an embroidery style card but without using any needle and thread. I'm going to use these embroidery style stamps from Fun Stamper's Journey. I'll be using this bird, some of the smaller flowers and leaves, and the sentiment. I don't know if you can tell, but they look like they're stitched and they're beautiful. So to make the card, I trimmed a piece of whipped cream cardstock to 8.5 inches by 5.5 inches and folded it in half to make a 5.5 inches by 4.25 inches card. And then I cut a piece of buttercream cardstock, slightly smaller than the card. So this is about 5.25 inches by 4 inches. I just applied some Cool Pool and buttercream acrylic paints, just with an old credit card. And that is going to be my first layer. But before I start attaching them, I want to show you some other things I have done. I want to create a very colorful bird. So what I did is I stamped the same bird from the Sweet Petunia set using various different ink colors. This is the Denim Days True Color Fusion ink. This is Lemongrass. This is Pretty Plum. This one's Candy Apple, and I think this is Summer Days. So this is going to be my base bird, and then I'm going to cut out parts and pieces of each of these other birds and set them in my bird to make a very colorful bird, and without having to mask and stamp. So I find that this might be easy. We will find out. I think it will be easier. But before I do that, the bird is going to be on the top. So before we go to the birds, I have also stamped and cut out some flowers from both the petunias, sweet petunias, and stitched elegance sets. And here are the various flowers and greenery. I've also stamped and cut out the sentiment. This is the details scissors that I have used. And right now I'm gonna start by attaching this painted layer to the card base. I don't measure or anything, I just eyeball it. So wherever it looks like it's about the center of the card, that's where that layer goes. For the first, not for the first layer, the second layer, I want to arrange my flowers over here. And I'm going to pull my bird into just to see. All I'm trying to do is make sure everything fits on the surface. And just arranging the flowers and greenery. So this is the plan for my card. I am going to start by attaching the flowers. Sometimes I peel back and stick back again in a different position based on what it looks like. So that's why I prefer to use the Easy Glide adhesive. Even though it's permanent, it's pretty forgiving, and it does allow you a little bit of open time to move things around if you're not happy with what is stuck down. And that's just all I'm doing right now, arranging my flowers. And the flowers, the red ones are Candy Apple True Color Fusion ink. The yellow one is Summer Days. And I kept within the same color scheme for the flowers and the birds so that it ends up looking more cohesive than just a whole lot of colors that could overwhelm the card. And have my bird here. Yeah, I think that works. So that's just the base layer of the bird. I'm gonna do the head from the red, and for that I am just cutting out that part from the red stamped image. Today I'm in a mood to experiment a little, and I'm hoping I don't end up making a fool of myself and waste your time. But I just had to try this technique. And I love how it looks a little dimensional because it went on top. And I'm not going to bring in any more red right now. I'm not sure if I want to bring some more later, but right now I can't picture where to add more red because I have a lot of red in the flowers. And that's all right. I get to build it in layers. Whichever piece seems like is a good place to add a different color. That's how I'm making my decisions as to which parts to cut out and attach. And before you glue things down, you can totally place them and see how you like what you see, and then make the decision to attach it or not. It's important to have a small pair of sharp scissors for this. Otherwise, it would be hard to match up those teeny weeny little parts. I'm using the whole one bird as a whole base because that makes it so much easier for me to just pick and choose. Otherwise I would have to basically reconstruct the bird and I might get the spacing wrong and the bird may end up looking weird. So that is something to keep in mind, like what makes it easier for you to work with as you go on. I think I might do the green over here, or maybe, okay, yeah, I think this is good enough. I do not want to add too much. I'm not sure if I like this color here anymore in the denim blue. I think I have to try it in denim blue. So while I stamped and cut out most of the stuff before, sometimes based on how everything look when they are actually put together, I might have to change some things. Like for instance here, I had to change the color of the sentiment because the red on red wasn't as interesting as I think the denim is going to be. And on top of the flowers, it's all layered, and if I didn't have a different color, I could have used the Jarny foam squares to just elevate the sentiment a little. That is another way to make things stand out. You could also sort of ink the edges slightly to make it stand out more. But in this case, I think because I had this beautiful color of ink, I'm gonna go with that. I think this balances very nicely with the bird. There, that's my finished card. My apologies for the not so clean table today. I've been I haven't had any chance to work on anything lately, and I just don't have time to put things away right now. So here's the card, and thank you so much for watching.